Yo, it's the Fields Bros. Let's jump on to some Attack on Titan. It has been a minute. Definitely been a minute. So, the anime season 3 is gonna be coming out soon. Not too soon, but it's on the way. It's on the way. So let's talk about some of our predictions for what could possibly happen. And obviously, I've only seen the anime. I've said this in a bunch of videos. I don't cover the manga. I don't read the manga. I enjoy the anime far too much to let the manga. I don't want to spoil the series, so I'm just gonna let the anime run its course, and however many seasons it takes. Like it's gonna take that long before I know everything about this series, and that's fine. But uh, we ended season 2 with Aaron gaining that power to command the Titans. And it happened when he encountered that one Titan from episode 1 that ate his mom. And my first thought on that is, so all right, so out of all the Titan abilities that we've seen, turning into a 14-meter tall Titan, hardening your skin, and now this, whatever that was, commanding the Titans. So obviously there's uh, different levels to this Titan shit, right? So how come Annie couldn't? I guess to some degree she could command the Titans, but she was. It wasn't like how Aaron commanded the Titans. She was in Titan form and simply called a bunch of Titans to attack and destroy her body. Back in season 1, where Aaron was not transformed at all. He was in his regular state and was able to you know use a Titan ability, which is crazy. But I don't know how he gained the ability. Like, it makes me wonder: is Aaron going to be able to harden his skin in season 3, like Annie was able to do? Like, I'm not too clear on how the powers are gained, if that makes any sense. Like, it seems like after they, I don't know, reach a certain level of development, they just instinctively know how to do new things. There's no training for the ability. But overall, there's a lot of problems to deal with before the scouts can even consider going back onto the battlefield. Number one, Commander Erwin, whatever, has lost an arm, so he's no longer going to be, physically as effective as he was. Obviously, from a command standpoint, he can still be the great leader that he is, and organize the the attacks and whatnot. So that means if Ervin's injured, that means that puts more pressure on Levi in season 3. Obviously, he was already a badass in seasons 1 and 2, but was he? If Ervin was healthy, is he better than Ervin? Basically, I think they're basically the same caliber fighters. They're both as good as you can get with the gear. Um, so yeah, Levi is now like, if Commander Ervin goes down, like he's the new commander. Basically, is what I'm thinking. Because like Erwin, Levi is basically the only other character in the show that can give the other characters confidence, and they can look at him as that in that leadership role. Like, those are the two dudes who you're gonna look to. But after the big battle in the last episode of season 2, they split up. Basically, Aaron was recovered. They went back to all the way back to inside the walls, while Ymir joined up with Reiner and Bertolt, and it looks like they went all the way back by Wall Maria, the first wall, and they were resting on top of that wall. So, like, what's beyond that wall? Like, clearly there's something on the outside of the walls. Like, humanity's enclosed inside of these 3 walls, basically, but clearly, like, the Titans originally came from the outside. Like, the Titan, like episode 1, the Colossal Titan appeared from outside the wall. So clearly there's some type of, people who can turn into Titans have some type of faction, in other words, and it exists outside of the walls. So that faction would be, obviously some unknown members, but the members we do know, obviously Annie, Reiner, Bertolt, uh, whoever Ymir ate, I guess, was a member of that faction. So the big question is now, what's the smarter thing to do? Should the scouts, Hanji, Aaron, Commander Erwin, Levi, all those guys, Should they play offense or play defense in this situation? Now that Eren is all the way back inside of the safety of the walls with the scouts, you have an army to protect him basically, along with his own power. Um, and the goal of the faction, whatever they are, is to capture Eren. And clearly, uh, like I was talking about earlier with Eren's new ability and whatnot, how he just randomly got it at that moment. Um, Clearly, that must be the coordinate. Whatever that is, it was a term that Reina and Bertolt used while they were in the forest. They were having a conversation amongst themselves, and they were talking about somebody possibly being the that word I used, the coordinate. So if we wanted to say that is Eren's, that's what makes him so special, then obviously they're going to come back for him, because the ability to coordinate or command the Titans or whatever can basically just flip the whole army or the whole war around. You can just walk out there with Eren and take the scouts with you. And if Titans come up running up to you or whatever, he can just command them away. I guess he can just direct them all to the opposite area where they're at, which means it'll make getting to Wall Maria very easy, because now you can just basically walk a straight path and you don't have to take a murderously dangerous road with trying to fight off Titans while you're traveling. So the best course of action is clearly right now Eren. His command ability is better than any other ability that Reina Bertolt have. Like the Colossal Titans, he's really big, but that's basically it. Like he's not very mobile. Like he's clearly not as effective as Eren's new ability. So they need to take advantage of this, and they need to, like the question I said, should they play offense or defense? They need to play offense here. They need to pursue Reina, Bertolt, Ymir, and finish this job. You need to capture those guys so you can interrogate them and figure out what the heck is going on. Like, what type of goal could be worth, all the death and destruction that they've caused. Like, if you're fighting for some type of noble cause, like, this is obviously not the path of least resistance. Like, this is a tough road. So yeah, that's basically a quick synopsis of what's happened up to this point and what I think. But yeah, seasons 1 and 2 were incredibly action packed, especially season 2. So in my opinion, this season 3, obviously I expect some action, but we could definitely use some more character development. Like, I think Attack on Titan's characters have a good amount of depth to them. So I feel like people would be interested in seeing, some more character development with these characters. You can save some of the action episodes for deep in season 3, but kind of like how season 1 started off, like the first 5 or 6 episodes, kind of setting up for things to come, a taste of things to come. I wouldn't mind that in season 3. I kind of don't want it to just start off with a bang. Like, I kind of want to slowly, not super slowly, but gradually, take the information that we have and apply it and take that down, into the season. And hopefully around the midway point of season 3, it'll really pick up. But I definitely want to learn more about the Titans in general. Not just, action is fantastic, but this is a series that they can definitely expand on the lore of the Titans and all that. Because all we really know is that serum that you inject a person and they turn into a Titan. But like I covered in in one of my last videos for this series, there's a thing in the forest where Ymir asked or she was talking about, she had no idea who she ate when she turned into a Titan for the first time or whatever. And that led me, you can rewatch the video, episode 37 review. But basically, I was able to make the connection on how the power is acquired. You have to eat a person who is already a Titan shifter. Because when you first turn into a Titan, you turn into those random mindless Titans. And you have to eat a person who can freely change to gain that ability to change. So, like, I talked about how Eren might have eaten his dad or whatever. Clearly, like, you can apply that to Annie as well. She could have eaten her dad. But yeah, Attack on Titan Season 3, let's go.